Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello everybody, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Francesca Moi. I'm the owner and founder of Empowering Virtual Solution. And as you know, every month we bring to you real story, real examples, real business owners that have been through the bottlenecks, how do I grow this business? How did I do it? So today I've got one of my clients, amazing Erena. She's been in business for quite a while. We're going to let her tell the story. And she's grown an incredible, successful business, and it's all about caring for other people, which I absolutely love. So let me introduce Erena from Abloom Care Services.
Thank you. I appreciate that welcome. And I think you hit it on the nail there. Absolutely. Everything that I have done in business has always been about helping more people, and especially people with disabilities. That's where our heart lies. And I've grown this business with my beautiful sister. So we co-direct and we focus in on dignified, stable, supported independent living for people with complex care.
I love it. So tell me, how did it come about, this idea? How long have you been in business, Erena?
In this business for around 3 years. In business in general, I've been an entrepreneur, tried all different things for quite a while, and I'd say over 6 years.
Nice.
How did it come about? Well, Abloom Care Services it came about because my sister brought me an idea. And she's always wanted us to go into business together. And she's been fascinated with food, and I'm not interested in food at all. She came to me and she said, hey, I think maybe we should start up an NDIS business. I don't really know how it all works, but I know that you've been involved with supporting people for quite a long time. And because we're action takers, once she came with that idea, we had a consultant meeting the next week.
Wow.
Find out. Let's find out how it all works and comes together. And when we were sitting in that consultancy meeting, and he was going through all the different registrations and how we could support people, and we hopped off that call. I feel like crying. We hopped off that call and we realized that Abloom was a lot larger than us. And it was really connected with the heart of our whole family, because it resonated with us because of our brother's story. And I don't know if I can go into a brother's story, but basically when I was about 14, my brother had drug-induced psychosis, and that unfortunately led to him being diagnosed with permanent disabilities, psychosocial disabilities. And throughout that time, we recognized how he wasn't really treated like a person. He was really treated very differently once those labels were assigned to him. And he fell through the gaps. He was in and out of psychiatric units, and he had a lot of challenges finding the right support for him. And fortunately, our family made a decision that changed the trajectory of his life, which was my parents actually bought him a home. So he always had somewhere safe to stay. He always had somewhere that he knew he would have that sense of belonging, and that he could get access to support without that judgment around or that uncertainty around where he was going to live. So I guess that's really why we found that Abloom wasn't just, a business for us. It was really connected to both of our hearts.
Wow.
And because of that, we have created all of our care models around how we would like our brother to have been cared for. And that's really the center of everything that we do at Abloom.
Oh, Erena, it's so beautiful. I got goosebumps. Wow. And this is the thing, right? The best businesses are the ones that are started from a passion, from something so close to our heart at the end of the day. I love this story, really inspired by that. And that's why it's been so successful, this business, right? Because it's started from a heart.
Yeah, and I think it took us, to be honest, it took us about a year to really understand how it all worked. We got all of the consultants and things, and we decided straight after that consultancy meeting, we were going to get registered. We were just like, this is the path, we're going to do it. And then we had set that up in a month. So in a month, we were just fully learning all of the things. And we jumped in with 2 feet four
Nice.
feet because there's two of
Yeah.
us. And I think it took us around a year to really understand like the model, the business model, and how to actually ensure that it was profitable. So profitability to me, and just so we're clear, because it can be a bit ick in the disability industry, profitability means that we have sustainable care. And so we can look after people consistently, regularly, and for the long term. And that's exactly what we want to do. We don't want to be a flash in the pan, and we don't want to be saying yes to people that doesn't make sense as a business. So after a year of dilly-dallying, we kind of figured out that we wanted to really move into supported independent living. And my vision has always been to have these beautiful homes where we can care for people 24/7.
That's beautiful. I love it. And so how has it grown? How has Abloom grown in the last 3 years?
Well, I've been involved with supporting people with disabilities, particularly complex behaviours, for over 11 years now. So
Yeah.
it's always been a bit of a passion of mine. And with that, we have a lot of networks, I guess, families that we're already associated with. My sister also has a whole charity down in the Gold Coast. So I don't know if you're
Wow.
aware of that, but she has the GC Storehouse. So that provides access to low cost food and household goods to people in that local community. So there's heaps of people that we come across every single day. And we have our office down in the GC too, right beside the storehouse. So people walk past it all the time. And they're like, hey, what's this
Oh,
about? And we're like,
beautiful.
come on over, we'll care for you. So it's really been about creating connections and awareness, those nearest and dearest pretty much. And also we have developed partnerships with people that are aligned with our values, and are really focused on excellent care.
I love it. So how many staff members do you guys have now? Like how does
Oh,
it look like?
I think we're around 30 staff members.
Wow.
That's including our offshore staff as well. So yeah, we've got a bit of a team.
I
We've only
love it.
just started to put people in different leadership positions
Yes.
to help us to really scale now, because we've tested out our safety to stay framework. We've recognized that it works. It creates stable still placements. And we know now like that we can replicate that again and again and again. So we're just at that stage now, which
I
is
love it.
amazing. And it's a little bit scary because when you want to grow, you have to get out of your own way and become more visible, and really start to ensure that you position yourself so people understand how you care for people, how you serve. And yeah, it's always a little bit scary, but I know my sister and I both believe that this is something, everything that we do is always about people, and how we can help more people in this body, in this lifetime, with the time that we have and the actions that we have. And so I guess we're just willing to learn what we need to learn, figure it out as we go along, continue to just share our message, continue to deliver quality service so that we can reach the people that we want to help.
I love it. That is so beautiful. By the way, congratulations, because business is not easy, and this definitely not for the wicked, right? It's really important to, yes, have a passion, but then you have to also, like you said, be an action taker and follow through and get out of the way to be able to put the business first, which lots of sacrifices go along the way with that. So congratulations to you and your sister. Well done. And so tell me, December 2025, you guys reached out to us and you were like, okay, I might need some offshore staff. And so we introduced you to Leah. So how did that go about? How did you decide, okay, we need some help? What would that look like?
Well, actually, we had a check-in with a quick call to find out more about how to get offshore staff.
Yeah.
Way before December. I think it was actually in June.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was like, oh, I don't know, because we had a local VA, and we were just like, no, maybe that'll be okay. And I kind of just said to them, hey, can you just come back? Can you come back in about 3 months? And when they knocked, we were ready. So I didn't have quite quite the flow of income that we really wanted to feel like secure. You never really secure when you bring on more people, but
In
that's
hindsight,
just,
right? In hindsight, you go, what was I waiting for, right?
no, that's exactly right though, because firstly, I was a little bit clueless about what kind of things that they could help with, like all of the tasks. Everything was in my head. And they made it really easy because they gave this checklist and it had like all of these different tasks, time that it took. And I was like, wow, this is actually highlighting a lot of things that I don't need to do.
And by the way, if you're watching this is a bottleneck audit. So we'll do that for free for anybody that is interested, because this is the biggest problem that all of us in business have. We're like, I need support, but everything is in here. I don't know how to create a job description from this. How does that look like? And so we do that with you in a 45-minute free call, even before anybody commits to anything, because you need clarity. And if you don't have clarity, you don't know what you need. And so I'm glad that that bottleneck audit worked for you.
Oh yeah, it was really good. And then I watched these modules. I don't know, but whatever it was called, the course thing.
Yeah, we
But
have a course that is also for free for all our clients.
yeah.
And in that course, we teach how to delegate.
Yeah, so I watched that as well. And then I just dedicated 30 minutes every day to doing that. And then I kind of like trained myself. And then I realized I'm ready, ready to
I
actually
love
bring in
it.
the
I
better
didn't know that
thing.
you did that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm a little bit like, I love learning things. I'm a continuous learner. That's my bird in the background, by the way. I'm a continuous learner and I'm always just like soaking up knowledge, but it's really in the implementation, like when you actually start to bring all of that knowledge and that wisdom and the teachings in and actually doing it. So I just put it in my calendar. This is what I do. And so when we bought in, we had two different people that we had an interview with. And I think they were matched with our
Personality.
personalities. Yeah.
Yes.
So I really loved Leia. When she came on, she just kind of felt like she could fit in really well with our team, because there's me and my sister. So there's
Yeah.
two different people. But I really enjoyed that she was very precise. She didn't shy away if she doesn't know something. She's not like, oh, I'll just make it up as I go along, because I don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need those people.
No.
Hmm.
That's beautiful. And so just for everybody watching, what we do is that once we do the bottleneck call, and then Erena then was able to watch the course. The course, by the way, is based on the Power Delegation book. So we turned the book into a course for people that don't like to read. And so that's what Erena did. And then after that, we do a personality test for anybody that's going to manage this offshore stuff. And then the team was matched with Leah. And so then we were able to choose, Leah and another offshore staff, and then Leah was the chosen one. And then since December, you have now offshore support. So then what happened to the business since then?
Oh, I think that we should have signed up earlier. I honestly believe that. I feel like it was just a me problem, when you're in your own way. Because what happened was it freed up a lot of our time that we were wasting. We could have been helping more people in less time if we had just committed to having an offshore staff sooner, because the things that were taking up a lot of our time was, like file management. We have a lot of compliance and NDIS, so checking through that everyone has all their documentation, how to set up and actually follow up on the automation that we had set up, having those beautiful follow-ups with our staff, and knowing that that responsibility was not just delegated, but it was handed to somebody that was very motivated to do an amazing job and has shown again and again that they want more responsibility and they are enjoying like the tasks that are being provided. And yeah, it's actually been really beautiful to feel so connected to somebody that's not even in the same country, actually.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah.
And so
I
Leah's
think,
now part of your team. Like, sorry to interrupt you. So she's come to your meetings. Like, how do you communicate with her? Because I think that that's what people are like. How do I work with someone that is not here?
well, actually, I feel like I haven't really been that great of a trainer person that I usually would spend with staff. So when she came on, we had a lot of Zoom calls, and then I set up SOPs and trainings and things like that. And then life kind of took me a bit sideways. So I didn't have as much connection, and she noticed that, and she actually reached out and she started to be like, hey, what's happening? Like, and then we clarified some more of her role. And even during that time, she was very gracious and she picked up things very quickly, as long as it was like from A to Z. This is the task. This is exactly the steps that you need to do. And now we have my sister and I, my sister more so actually, she spends a lot more time having the meetings, just like quick calls and things like that. And I set up more SOPs, and I do more like delegation, like this, and this, and I'll prioritize things for her. And that's been going really well. We've recently increased, I think, her hours with us as well. So that was really good. It was really good timing. We figured out along the way like what's like her genius, I guess. And so we started to change some of the tasks that she was doing weren't really aligned. So we really wanted to get the most out of like what she's amazing at. So I feel like we're really in the right direction now, and she's going to be supporting us with setting up more automation in our business through one of the CRMs that we've got going on. But yeah, she's already started to learn, and I just sent her a thing like, oh, can you go to these meetings and just find out more about this system, how it all works? Because I want this and this and this done, but I don't know how to do it. So yeah, she's been good at just picking things up.
That's fantastic. And like if someone is watching this and they go, sounds like a lot of work, maybe it's just faster if I do it, what would you say to them?
Oh, that is like the most backward thing you could possibly think, to be honest, because that's when you become the biggest problem in your business. Like if you're not thinking about who needs to be doing this task, because a lot of the times, and I'm a very lazy CEO, I must admit, a lot of the times I'm just like, am I meant to be doing this task, or is this for a certain role? Or if it's not a role, perhaps it's being created as we're doing it, because if I don't have the time to be able to speak to our clients, because that's one of the things that I love to do, if I don't have time to speak with potential clients, if I don't have time to nurture my partnerships, my business is not going to grow. If I'm doing admin, if I'm doing file management, if I'm doing follow-ups with staff about documentation, like our business is not going to be sustainable, and that's not where any business owner wants to be, is backwards. It's going backwards.
And it's a normal phase to think, oh, it's faster if I do it. But actually, exactly what Erena is saying, it just doesn't serve our businesses. And we all went through that, and we all had to realize I am being my own bottleneck in my own business. I need to get out of the way. And I'm so glad that you did it, and you did it so easily, right? So June, you had the first conversation, and then by December, you already had your offshore staff on board. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. And I think it's taken us a little while to figure out how to utilize our offshore staff, but it's been worth investing in the training and the skill development, and recognizing also like where is she most potent, and aligning her role with that so that we can get the most magic out of her.
I love it. If someone is watching, why us? Why EVS? Why not another agency? Or why not direct with the virtual assistant or the offshore staff?
Well, I think it's a little bit more than having an offshore staff member as part of your company, because the setup is a lot more, like there's a lot of nurturing that goes into being involved with EVS. So not only do we have the offshore staff member, but we have like a leader for her. Sorry, I know the right name for her. But that's
customer service specialist. So
yeah. She has a check-in with me every month or so. And And then I get to talk to her about what's working, what's not working. So even if it's, if you don't want to have like the uncomfortable conversations, I'm used to uncomfortable conversation there. I'm okay with that. But if you're kind of like wanting that relationship to grow, and there's these things that are not quite being completed that you wanted to be completed in the way that you can see it in your head,
Yeah.
then they can help with just finessing and making sure that they are aligned with your goals and your priorities, and they oversee her role. And then you have another person that comes in and is like, do you have this person for enough time? And, so there's all of these different people that are all working to support you in your business and your growth, which is really valuable because, as you're saying, you can get into this mindset that you're busy, but you're not. You're just not prioritizing the things that you need to do and the people that you need to put in place to really help you bloom and blossom in your
I love it.
business.
That's good. So tell me just briefly, Abloom, before hiring a offshore staff, how was your day-to-day looking like, and how is
Oh,
it now?
excessive hours, getting entangled with admin. And I think after we had offshore staff, my sister and I both earned back a day. I think it was 2 days. I think it was 2 days. Big, massive chunks of time. And because of that, we were able to really focus on, getting our message out there, nurturing partnerships, and really delivering to the clients that we wanted to through our team. Yeah, I think it's been massive. And I think that not just the time, but also the mental space now that I have. So before, I used to have it all in my head and trying to figure out all of the different tasks and how to make it work in my, in the time frame, in the calendar. And now I know that she's taken over that. So I don't need to be, constantly thinking and running through all of these different scenarios, troubleshooting, solving things over there when it's not really necessary.
I love it. And this is the exact thing that a CEO should do, right? So look at your schedule and be like, okay, why am I doing this thing? I need to pass it. And then the business will evolve and grow because of that. That's fantastic. So what's next for Abloom?
For Bloom, so we are just sorting out the internal leadership. And it was really fun actually, because when I went to that Level Up conference and I saw some of the ways that people were organizing their structure, or I talked to different business owners about it, I felt really good because I was like, I'm on the gold here and putting all these people in place. So it's understanding different people's roles, their responsibilities, how that works in our organizational structure so that we can really start to deliver to more people with a very high quality standard of care.
Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. So if you're watching this and you know anybody that needs any support, NDIS, you know that Erena and her sister are the right people because they do it from the heart. They have experience in that. They've got one family member that needs support. And so no other person you can have doing that. Just go to Abloom and check out what they're doing. So thank you so much. Do you have any final thoughts, anything that you wanted to share with anybody?
I think that EBS was the support that I didn't know I needed.
Wow, that's like a drop the mic double phrase at the end there. I love it. That's so good. And if someone is watching this and they say, but why? Because we're not the cheapest. We have a setup fee that a lot of other agencies don't have, and sometimes that can be a roadblock for some people, right? I had a person the other day that was shopping around and they said, oh, I found someone that doesn't charge a setup fee, so I'm going with them. And I know they're gonna come back to us 3 months later going, they didn't match me to the right person. Have you noticed that? Have you talked to other people that have other agencies and had a horror stories?
Yeah, I do talk to a lot of other business owners, particularly in NDIS. I refer EBS quite a bit, and they tend to go back around because they realize if you don't have that support network around, that person in that role can easily fall apart. And then you have to retrain, and it's so much more time and energy and effort when you don't have that setup and that structure. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I went with a local VA to begin with, and she wasn't actually in the right role. She needed to move into a different role. And if I had, kind of just been like, I'll go with EVS, like they've already done all the screening, the training and all of the things beforehand. So I didn't need to think about that.
And thinking about that, it takes time, right? Time and energy out of your business.
Yeah, it's time and energy. Like the most valuable asset that we have is time. And, like my sister and myself got 2 days back. That's huge. It's massive. And we didn't have to continually upskill and train and all of those things. We're really focused now on understanding her genius zone, what kind of magic we can get out of her, and then we're just gonna explode after that. So that'll be amazing.
Oh, that is fantastic. I can't wait. Well, thank you so much for your time, Erena. If anybody is interested, where can they find you? How they can connect with you guys?
Oh, yeah, just head on over to our website, bloomcareservices.com, or I'm also on LinkedIn as well. I share a lot more about our framework, our results, the way that we're set up so that we can deliver excellent care. We're a specialised registered provider, so we do focus on complex behaviours. We've got Module 2A, but our core problems that we solve is we're a specialised provider, so we don't work with everybody. We make sure that it's aligned and it's a good fit. We focus on allied health partnerships, so being able to draw on that expertise and implement it into our support team. And then we have evidence guaranteed, so real-time reports and then that progress and recognising and feeding back like what's working, what's not working, and everything is aligned for the success of those participants' goals.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much again, Erena. Thank you everybody for watching. If you need offshore stuff, come to us and we can do a bottleneck audit for you. And if you need some support in NDIS services, you go and see Abloom. Thank you so much again. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to this amazing podcast. Now, if you enjoyed this, you're definitely going to love my Facebook group where I've got over 11,000 people in it and they're all business owners successful like you. It's called the Successful Entrepreneur Lounge, and in there I do classes every week and I get to interview my clients and I get to teach you all the things that I've done to get my business to 100K plus a month. So I look forward to have you in there. It's called the Successful Entrepreneur Lounge Facebook group in Facebook. I look forward to see you there. Ciao.